you age slower.
Oily girls rule. Your skin is with you for life, so it's important to love and embrace the skin you have. There are loads of people in the UK that have oily skin, and if you've clicked on this video, maybe you do too. You're about to find out why we get oily skin, how you can tell you have oily skin, and what steps you can take to get the skin you've always wanted. I'm Jo Hoare, and you're watching the Skin Clinic with Boots. I'm here today with you, Hepzibah. Hepzibah, you're a Boots beauty specialist.
I am, yeah.
Can you tell me what a Boots beauty specialist is?
To help customers find the best and suitable makeup and also skincare as well, because skincare is really important.
So today we're here to talk about oily skin. What actually is oily skin?
We have natural oils in our skin. It's called sebum. What this does is it keeps our skin fresh, keeps our skin hydrated as well. People with oily skin have an excess amount of this. So this can be shown through greasy feel, texture. When you look at them, they have quite a bit of a shine on the surface.
So if your makeup's disappearing by lunchtime, you might have oily skin.
You might, yes. Young people are prone to oily skin just because of the fluctuation of hormones.
Puberty, teens, early 20s, would you expect people to be a bit more oily then?
Yes.
So salicylic acid is something that we hear absolutely loads when we're talking about blemishes and breakouts. Why is it so good for this kind of skin?
The ingredient actually tackles the blemishes and it tackles the root cause, which is the clogging of the pores. Especially if you have oily skin and you going through hormonal changes, or if it's the time of the month, you are more likely to get breakouts. I would also recommend retinol here from The Ordinary. You have to use it very wisely. It starts off with a small dose, so this is the 0.2. What you want to do if you are wanting to start using retinol is use it once a week.
Let your skin get used to it.
Yeah, you have to with this, you have to let your skin adapt to it. If you start off too quickly with it, you can cause irritation, sensitivity, and all that kind of stuff.
So if it's starting to feel red or sore or anything like that, you've got to cut it right back how often you're using it. So start with once a week.
Yes.
Try that for a few weeks. Build up to 2 to 3 times a week after that.
Yes, so no more than that. You don't need, I wouldn't say any more than 2 to 3 times a week. It's really good for clarifying the skin. It's also very good for fine lines and wrinkles.
Does everything.
Yeah. I would also recommend the niacinamide. This is also from The Ordinary. So what you want to do with oily skin is you're not trying to dry it out, you're just trying to balance everything out. So this is also...
Still being kind to it.
Yeah, still be kind to your skin. So niacinamide is also a really good breakout.
I have to try it now.
Yes, of course. If you just rub that on the back of your hand, and you can just already tell how...
And there's no stinging or anything, which I have had before.
So if you put your 2 hands together like that, can you see the difference? So it doesn't look shiny, but it looks fresh and it looks healthy.
So it's kind of mattifying as well as it goes. What's a good basic skincare regime for oily skin, and what steps should we be following? What would you recommend?
I would say step 1 is definitely to cleanse. And for a cleanser, I would recommend the No. 7 Derm Solution Calming Gel Cleanser.
And is that a wash-off cleanser?
It is.
And is a wash-off cleanser generally what you'd advise for oily skin?
For oily skin, definitely is really good. It is best in the evening as well.
So step 1 is a really good cleanse.
Really good.
And what's step 2?
Step 2, so once you've washed your face, just pat your skin dry. I wouldn't recommend rubbing.
So no aggressive.
Yes, because that can exactly that causes irritation, which isn't good for the skin. And then you want to apply a toner.
Why would you recommend it for someone with oily skin in particular?
It helps to unclog pores. People who do have oily skin have blocked pores, and this causes blemishes. I would recommend the Clinique Clarifying Lotion. You just want to prep before a moisturizer. Put it on a cotton pad, or you can use your fingers and just pat it in. Concentrate on areas where you feel you are quite oily.
Chin, nose, head.
Yes, exactly. I would say avoid the eyes. Step 3, I would recommend a serum. Serums are really good because what it does is, unlike moisturizers, it goes deeper into the skin. You get all the benefits once you put your moisturizer on top of the serum. So
Does it lock everything in?
it locks everything in the moisturizer, yes. I would recommend, especially for oily skin, the salicylic acid. Really good for acne prone skin as well. So if you do suffer with breakouts, this is an essential ingredient, essential product to have in your skincare routine. You can put it all over.
And step 4, moisturizer, or aka, as you told me, the shield.
Before becoming a BBS, I wasn't really into sunscreen. I would think, well, I don't live in a hot country, why am I going to wear
grey,
sunscreen?
it's rainy.
Exactly. Becoming a beauty specialist, I've noticed the importance of wearing sunscreen. Not only does it protect from pollution, it also protects from sun damage.
Biggest aging factor.
Yes, it is. So I would definitely recommend sunscreen as a shield. The sunscreen I would recommend is the La Roche-Posay. It helps absorb any excess oils. It keeps the skin balanced as well.
So a sun cream, super important every single day.
Every single day.
And
throughout the whole year.
that's our final step in our skincare regime, is it, sunscreen? So that's what we should be applying before we leave the house, basically.
Exactly.
And you love this La Roche one, so I imagine it works really well on loads of skin tones.
Yes.
So it's not going to leave a cast on your kind of skin tone.
Yes.
It's going to blend in well on my skin tone.
Yes.
And I think it's fragrance free as well, isn't it?
It
so
is
it's not going to
fragrance-free.
irritate our eyes or anything
Not
like
at
that.
all, not at all. It's very good for sensitive skin.
Can I ask you about moisturisers and oily skin? As I think a lot of people have this myth or misconception that if you have oily skin, you don't need to moisturise, but you do, don't you?
You do. For oily skin, I would recommend going for a light-weighted moisturizer. When you rub it into the skin, it just absorbs very nicely.
Feels more like a lotion than a buttery cream.
Yes, you don't want anything too heavy that will sit on top of the skin. That would actually cause more clogging in the pores. Before your SPF, you can apply, La Roche-Posay do a light-weighted moisturizer. You can put that on and then put on your La Roche-Posay sunscreen.
If we're really getting down because of how our skin looks, what we should be doing then?
I would say if you do try these products and you're still suffering with breakouts and blemishes, then definitely there's so much help out there. Pop into any local boot store, speak to a pharmacist or speak to your local GP.
And they'll be able to point you in the right direction.
Exactly, yes.
So we've chatted a lot about what we should do if we've got oily skin. Is there anything we shouldn't do? Are there any big no-nos if this is our skin type?
For oily skin, avoid alcohol-based toners and cleansers. I would say stick with light moisturizers, non-greasy products as well.
What's your advice on avoiding makeup slippage if you've got oily skin?
Once you've done all your skincare prep, you want to go for a base primer. Something that is mattifying, a matte primer, matte foundations. Nowadays, everyone likes the
glow. Yeah.
So if you are someone that does like the glow, you can go for a semi-matte, so it's not too matte.
You've still got that lovely 3D effect, but it's going to last longer.
Yes, exactly.
So we've spoken a lot about oily skin, and because we're here today to love the skin we're in, I wanted to finish on a really nice positive note, which is actually there's loads of benefits to having oily skin as well. It can seem like a nuisance keeping on top of it, but there's good things too. Can you tell me a few of them?
Everyone's really into the natural glow look, and actually having oily skin,
you get it for free.
You have it naturally. You don't have to use any products to glow. You glow naturally. Which
that inner glow.
Yes, exactly. It's also good during the winter. You don't get dry skin. Your skin doesn't dry out.
It's not that uncomfortable feeling.
And another one as well is you age slower.
Oh, because we're producing our own hydration, I suppose, as it was. So we're
less wrinkles, less fine lines. So
it's not all bad news.
It's not all bad news for the
oily girls rule.
If you have any questions, leave them below and we'll answer them. Don't forget to subscribe for more advice with Boots.